What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 37 of our Dog Behavior Question Tuesday YouTube show, the show where you ask your questions on our Instagram page and we answer them here. We're going to get into some good stuff. Episode 37 coming your way. Okay, so the first question is from Tong. Happen to know this individual. He wanted to be a little goofy and tends to forget that this is a business page. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be good champs, good sports, and we're gonna answer this question. We're gonna answer this question anyway. I'm not gonna read it because I don't want to offend anybody else, but the question is gonna get popped up either here or here somewhere. In all honesty, if the peanut butter is left on there and the dogs have to do the job of licking it off, you need a new girlfriend. That's the answer. So get your girl to do the job, get her with the program, do something, I don't know, figure that out. But let's get into the more serious stuff now. I apologize if I offended anybody, but we have to answer questions here, right? Next question is from Tatif NY. My dog is only aggressive when I'm around. How can I change that? Can I have a consultation with you? Yes, you can have a consultation with us. We actually do Skype sessions. Skype sessions are hourly. You'll find that on our website. The company name is Dream Come True K9. The website is the initials DctK, letter K, number 9.com. You'll be able to set that up. You can send a website inquiry through the Contact Us page. If your dog is only acting that way, it's probably some sort of possessive or protective kind of behavior. You have to teach your dog to hang out around you without being on top of you all the time. And your dog has to get corrected by you. You know what I mean? Your dog can't know and still kind of hang out by you and still be pet and still stay on your lap, still stay on the couch. Those are big no-nos. One thing we're going to jump into, you will notice that this is probably the first episode in a really long time where you don't see dogs around me. We still have dogs in the mix. Andrew's going to go around. We're actually on our lunch break right now. Why don't you go around and show who we have? We're going to start this way. We have Julieta, the bulldog. We got Axel, who's giving himself his own mani-pedi over there. We have Rolo Polo over there. Willie, his brother. We have Samson over there sleeping in the background. Maxwell sleeping in the background. Everybody just finished doing a pack walk. We have Winter the pup over there. Vicente over here. Soko over here, and Copper over here. So what we did was we did a big pack walk, and then we let these guys socialize. We also included Easton, we included Buddy, and we included Kino in that pack walk. You can see that on our Facebook Live and our Periscope Live pages. You'll see that good stuff that we got into. Yeah, but your dog is being possessive. I would personally suggest going back through these dog behavior Question Tuesday episodes and just taking advantage of all the free information, because this question has been answered in a lot more detail. But if that's happening when you're around, your dog thinks it's acceptable around you, and your dog thinks it's acceptable around you because you're sending off the message and the vibe or the lack of structure that's suggesting that it is allowed. And as a matter of fact, it is if it's happening, right? Let's see. Never Settle 23. My dog struggles with duration down, but once I move him to place, he has no issues and relaxes. It's all state of mind stuff. He whines and shifts back and forth and eventually breaks command. I don't really want to take a placemat everywhere with me. Any advice? Dog is remote collar trained. I honestly think that this is just a simple case of just practicing and drilling it and being consistent with when you down, I expect you to chill. I don't necessarily need a dog to be in a militant down, but a dog does need to learn how to relax. Here's where you have to come in. You have to find the balance with understanding what to ignore and just ask for a dog holding a position and ignore some degree of whining. If it's building or being really consistent and kind of going up, that's something you want to shift and have a dog kind of chill out. You also have to be very aware of how you are starting your walk or where you are outside, whatever's going on. Make sure that you have more of a working state of mind rather than kind of like a play state of mind. Really set that dog up to the point where he's like, whoa, what do you want me to do? Down, and really expect to kind of hold that, and then you can go from there. It's just a matter of practice makes perfect, but you don't want to overcorrect or correct a dog that's trying and really just add to stress levels. So you have to know when to correct and also what to ignore. Something that was the down question, yeah.
Your dog, instead of placing them in other places where they actually relax, like at home, it's probably only down like outside or like when they're like doing something.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, so Andrew's saying practice downs with your dog in the house in areas where you think it's really successful for him to find relaxation. So you're not always downing him like on hard surfaces, like on the concrete, on the floor. Try to start doing it in areas that are a little bit more comfortable and just have it be a regular thing. So whether the dog is on or off the placemat, it's the same thing. This is what we expect. Get used to it, right? As long as the dog's not like in pain, that's something to look into, but I would assume that's not the case. Carter's mom. Well, my project dog has gotten an extension for me to work with him. I have not taken anyone out to the yard area with me, but we have seen people in the hall and not reacted in our stranger danger fashion. It seems that he reacts to people when there's a barrier between him and the person. How would you work on that? The plan B you showed us was the person getting closer and me showing him we can walk away. I think I can modify the plan B exercise for outside fences. You absolutely can. But when other people approach his kennel, that is when he'll give the worst reaction, snarling, growling at the person. This is just like Kino. When I approach, though, I get a totally relaxed dog with the big dopey ton hanging out outside. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Let me just make sure you didn't add anything else to this. Also, when he was surrendered, the person claims to have, it doesn't matter. I'm not sure. Just encourage your behavior, work on blah, blah, blah. Is there a safe way for me to try to figure this out? Any cues to avoid? Yeah, so at this point, a couple things. If you're relevant, which you seem to be, and a dog really pays attention to you, I would remote collar train the dog. The dog is doing that in a kennel or a crate. You have to be the one that initially is interrupting when the fuse is being lit. Right when he sees something over here, you need to be the one that is visually coming in as he feels a remote that might be on a higher level to snap him out of it, followed by you, or it could be, hey, as you do that on a high level, down on the level, and then tell him to down. And what happens is just don't have the person walk over to the kennel, have the person practice just walking by. So he gets used to learning he can't focus on that person, man, I gotta focus on you, and being nervous about it, and we're not adding the extra pressure of a person coming closer, we're just saying, look, man, that person's just walking by. Eventually, you can start to distance yourself where the sensation can be like that little reminder for that cue, and eventually we can probably transfer that individual or that person, whoever, doing work with them outside where the dog will probably be fine, and being able to be in a position where they have a say, where you can transfer that remote collar sensation to them, or it can still be you holding the remote where they say, hey, knock it off. The dog has a shot of actually listening, down. The dog goes, oh, you speak that language also, but first it has to come from you. I hope that makes sense. In my mind, it made sense. I hope that I didn't ramble off too much, but you have to definitely utilize a remote collar so that you can interrupt. Either you're correcting the behavior because you're missing it, you're dropping the ball, or you're correcting that fuse to put it out and interrupting before the explosion and then telling the dog to do something else. And if you condition the dog outside to do downs, to respond to spatial pressure, respond to your verbal cues, respond to remote collar, it should be easy and something that shouldn't be that difficult at all. Let's see, 1-800-Hubert Ling, all good. Hoops, my dog is doing pretty well off leash, coming when called every time when she knows I'm serious. The problem comes in when she's into something that she really has her attention. She sometimes won't come on the first call. I will then give her the and recall her again in a more stern voice, then she'll come. So basically, you probably want to know any advice to show her my first recall trumps whatever she's into, no matter what it is. Yeah, here's the big thing. you probably did a fantastic job doing foundation work and teaching your dog what's expected. I've actually posted this on my Facebook page, and there was a video talking about remote collars and prong collars and why we use them. That's actually on our YouTube channel. But what I'm gonna go ahead and say is, you spend a lot of time teaching the dog what to do, teaching the dog the rewards and the benefits of when they do it. What you have not done is condition the dog to understand that there are times where the dog needs to do it whether they want to or not. And that's the next stage in the relationship, where a dog understands. As a trainer, we put ourselves in a position to make the choice desirable, to make the dog want to do it, to make the dog enjoy wanting to do it. But also at some point, at some point in the relationship, it has to be, listen, this also needs to be done when you'd rather do something else. And what you're missing is your follow-through tools. If you have a dog that's a 90%er, or let's say a 70%er, 80%er, or even a 90%er, but you have that 10% where the dog, it basically goes, I know what the rewards are, I know what the benefit, I know what I'm supposed to do, but right now I'd rather do this, and you're not in a position to follow through, all that you're doing is reinforcing that the dog can choose whether they want to or not. And you want the dog to want to make the choice, but they also have to understand that life and everything in life is not up to them to make the choice if they want to do something that's inappropriate. So this is where long line work and or remote collar work puts you in a position where you can have that follow through and you can really start to drill that the way that you need to, using in a way where they're feeling a sensation, whether they would do it or not necessarily correction, and you're also building on conditioning. When you start to go higher and you tap instead of lower constant, it's paired with a little bit of a leash pop, which if you've done leash pressure, gets a quick result. And once the dog turns this way, you reward. Verbally, good job, come on in, and you let them know, but you're teaching them what to do when they're feeling a higher level. So that way, if you're ever using low level stuff and you have to go higher and really say, hey, I need your attention. Hey, I need your attention. At this point, this is my invisible leash, which is my remote collar. They've already been through training that when they feel a little bit more of a hey, they know what to do to stop that sensation right away. All right, and that goes into more advanced stuff after the happy-go-lucky, teaching a dog what to do and all that stuff, and getting the dog familiar with the soft, low-level e-collar sensations. Then you have to kind of also say, hey, listen, when I say something, when I say Blake Daniel, which is my middle name, my mother calls me, Blake Daniel means business, and you have to have that means of follow through, and that's what you're missing right now, okay? Let's see where else. That was it. Guys, we burned through these. This is pretty quick. I am a little bit pressed for time. We're gonna start to really make an effort to get back on track and get these to you every Tuesday evening. But in the meantime, thanks for sticking around. Episode 38 is going to be hopefully posted by Tuesday. Be on the lookout on our Instagram page for the Ask Your Dog Behavior Question post here. That usually gets posted anywhere between Friday and Sunday. Ask your questions in the comments there, and we will answer on this show. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next episode.